Good evening, everyone, again. And my name remains James Oluwole, and it's a pleasure again having every one of us to connect in our leadership section this evening. It's always an opportunity to connect with every one of us. I know even in our busy schedules, but we've all committed to this. And I want to believe there is going to be another exciting time today. And for those that are joining us for the first time, you're also welcome. This is a leadership section where we build ourselves from a career perspective and also for business, and we engage on different subjects that enhances our productivity, that enhances our value, and we're able to engage from a very objective perspective in how best we can develop ourselves to becoming the best that we want to be across or in all of our endeavors. And today again, we are going into the part two of a very important topic, which is the relevance in career and business. And we are specifically looking at the sustainability approach of that, because we believed that as much as we all know that bringing or being relevant in career and business is something that we cannot overemphasize. But one of the challenges that we have seen, and particularly for those that have been in the industry, either in your business level or even from a professional perspective, the ability for people to maintain that level of consistency, it's most times challenging. So you have situations where people or individuals are able to maintain some momentum at a particular point in time, and over time there is that challenge to sustain it. And relevance is critical in everything we do, and we do not want to take it for granted. And we believe that there are different steps and approaches that we would have to adopt to get to that point. And as a way of quick recap, during our part one of this section, I started by, I wanted to build up the introduction from a research perspective. Because we all believe that research is also critical in the course of whatever subject that we are discussing. And in that part one, I shared from the book Good to Great, written by Jim Collins and his team. And that book, it's one of the great books that has changed my life, that has changed my perspective, with respect to what is my objective, whether in an organization, as an individual, and from an organization perspective. And there are key learnings I was able to draw from that book. And in the course of the research work, this is a research, and the data that was gathered was over 10 years of an effort in research work. I did mention that last week. I said over 15,000 hours was spent on 28 companies dating back 50 years or more. 6,000 articles were written, and 2,000 pages of interview transcript were generated by Jim and his team. And they were trying to do all of this to ask just one question: what made good companies become great? How did great organizations maintain their greatness over years? What have they done? Because as much as good is good, we have come to realize that good has become an enemy of great. Good has become an average, and we are not thinking about how we can get to that level of greatness. And Jim, in that research, some of the findings they were able to pull out from the black box, that they have made through their research, there were 6 items that they were able to identify. One was that 10 out of 11 companies that moved from good to become great companies had their leaders grow within the organization. I mentioned that during our last section. that for an organization to become great, one of the research has shown that 10 out of 11 were individuals, were employees that were employees of the organization over years. So celebrity leaders or people that join an organization recently hardly make an organization great. Now, why am I bringing this point and why am I making a lot of emphasis in that? That clarifies and confirms the value of relevance for every employee in our organization and in our businesses, for us to understand the opportunity that awaits us. When we maintain relevance, there is that tendency that you would be the next A leader in that organization. The number two research also they have provided was that salaries and compensation of executives and top managers have no systemic pattern in moving companies from a good company to a great company. So it's not based on the salary. It's never based on, based on their incentive. That is what makes great companies great. No. So when people think that salary would make you perform well, I can tell you for truth is a lie. I have been privileged to be in management position over the last 9 years, and I can tell you for fact that people that earn the best in organizations are the most redundant and less value added individuals. And I know each of us also can give facts to this. So it tells you that salary is never a motivation for someone to add relevance. Salary is never. So there is something far above salary and compensation. Number three, in that research also clarifies that having a good strategy did not show evidence of why good companies become great companies. So don't tell me you have a great vision. Don't tell me you have a great goals to achieve if just those goals and vision are just in your plate, because your strategy only has not proven. So the answer is then what? The fourth research also shows from that findings that technology and technology-driven change has virtually nothing to do with igniting a transformation from good companies to great companies. So don't think because AI is now here, don't think because of all of the reforms we're having in the technological sector, we made an organization great and would replace the value of human being. It's a lie. Yes, technology would have a significant role to play, but people will continue to become relevant in every organization. And why we are emphasizing on this again is to validate the point why maintaining our relevance is critical. And during the part one, I was able to share 5 ways how we can sustain relevance in business and career. And the first one was understand your market. I mentioned about the need for us to understand our market. The second one was you must be competitive. The third point there was you have to build reputation and credibility. For you to maintain relevance, you have to understand your market. And in that, I mentioned that your market as an employee is your employer, is not the customer. For any employee, your target market is your employer. Your ability to understand the objective of your organization makes you the A person, makes you relevant, because once you know where your organization is going, it will be so easy for you to achieve the accomplishment and maintain relevance in that area. And I also said the target market for an employer or for a business entity is the employees, is not their customers. Your employee as an employer, your employees, your team as a supervisor, as a leader, they are your target market. Now, this is a kind of a shift from what we mostly understand, in the secular world. But facts have shown that the value of people in an organizational setting is critical. I talked about the second, which is competitiveness. The third is building reputation and credibility. The number 4 was continuous learning and improvement. And the number 5 was build agility, adaptability, and a resilience mindset. There is no way you will want to maintain relevance without agility, your ability to take action, react on time, be proactive, your ability to have a resilience mindset, standing the test of challenges, standing the test of adversity in the pursuit of your goals and dreams within that organization. So we went through all of these in the first section, and I'm going to encourage for those that have not yet gone through the part one, please, you're making a mistake over the last 2 weeks if you've not gone through. And surprisingly, I still have people on our platform who have not had the time to go through it. And I'm kind of, come on, guys, let's put an effort on this. The audio is out there. I encourage again, please listen. There is so much benefit that is from there. So today we will continue on our section, and we're looking at the part two, and we're continuing from where we stop in part one. So in our part two today, we're looking at the number 6 way in how to sustain relevance in your career and business. The number 6 says we must build innovation, creativity, value addition, and exceed expectation. Now, I put here, I said innovation often involves transforming creative ideas into new solutions that drives business growth, improve efficiency, and meet customer changing needs, while improving decision-making and problem-solving across the organization. Business innovation is the process of introducing new processes, services, or products within an organization. And the primary goal of an innovation of this type is to inspire positive changes that can happen internally. Please, if you would maintain relevance, you must have an innovative mindset. You must be able to be creative. You must be a problem solver within that organization. That's one of the things that can aid you in that organization. Your ability to be creative, to be innovative, is critical. As a business entity, please, you must understand that within your competitive market, you must understand how can you continue to be innovative? How can you continue to bring in more ideas that would elevate your business, that would make you exceptional in your service provision? As a professional person, maybe you are into fashion, you are into baking, you are into, building, construction, whatsoever profession you are into. What are those things that you are, innovative ideas that you need to bring on board? What are the things, the skills that you need to develop to make you exceptional? Those are the things that will make you relevant in the market. Again, I said creativity is defined as the tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be useful in solving problems, in communicating with others, and entertaining ourselves and others. How we are able to solve those problems, and new method of performing a task or reaching a goal. So when we talked about creativity, is how can we do it? What are the new ways of doing it? Creativity, therefore, enables people to solve problems in new or innovative ways. You want to stay relevant, you need to build creativity in you. You can't tell me that, this is how things are done, and you maintain status quo. No. You are in that organization, you are in that business to cause disruption. You are there to think on daily basis, what is the next thing to do? How can I fix it? What is the next step to take? And that has been the secret that has helped me in my career so far. I always think of what is the next to do? What is the next solution to create? What is the next problem within a system? How can we build efficiency? How can we build effectiveness? Who do I need to bring on board that can solve a problem when we don't have the capacity within the team? So you have to keep thinking creativity. And that is one of the things that we continue to put you in that state of relevance. And it is extremely important that we also go through, we adopt that. Cultivating creativity, the ability to cultivate creativity and innovation in your world is very important. Look for new ways to approach challenges and think outside the box. Creative problem solving can set you apart and help you add unique value to your work. The next point under the number 60 is value addition. I said to add value, we mean making contributions to the growth and success of your business or organizations that go above and beyond your typical job description. I take it again. Value addition, to add value means making contribution to the growth and success of your business or organization that go above and beyond your typical job description and responsibilities. It entails actively seeking out ways to make a difference. It supports the goals of your team, the division, or the organization. In addition to being beneficial to your employer, adding value at work aids in your professional growth and career advancement. Can I be honest with us again this evening? When we ask people to add value, the number one beneficiary of a value addition is yourself. The organization is the secondary. You are the primary beneficiary of value addition. So when people begin to think that, oh, when I'm adding value, I'm doing beyond my job, I am doing beyond, they ask me, no. You are the key person. You are. It's so much of a benefit to you than the organization. And when you add value, whether in your business, whether in anything you do, it makes you to be sustainable. It makes you to become the sought out person. At every time, they are negotiating to continue to have the reason to have you within the organization. At every time within the business world, your clients, your customers are not tired continuing to patronize you because there is a value you bring. Again, I said value addition, it demonstrates your aptitude, your enthusiasm, and the dedication to your work, and could lead to more opportunities for promotion. It could lead to more opportunities for recognition and job satisfaction. Identify how you and your job fit within your organization, and what you do increases the bottom line of the organization. Many that know the bottom line of the organization is profitability. So the question every one of us should be asking ourselves, and over time I've been telling my team, that in any business, in any organization, no matter your position, you are either a revenue generating staff or you are a cost management staff. In any organization, you bring two values. Is either your role in that organization is to generate revenue, such as sales, such as production, such as marketing. You are such as a lecturer that lectures students. You are either a revenue generating staff or you are a cost reduction staff, like an HR, like a finance person, like an admin person, like an operations person. You may not play the role of generating revenue for that organization, but your role is to effectively and efficiently manage the resources of the organization to the maximum and to the optimum usage. So your role is to be a cost reduction employee. Now, for an HR person, the question would be, what kind of value do I bring to make me a cost reduction staff? Your ability to recruit the right staff, your ability to have the right systems within culture and systems within an organization that will make you to hire the right employees, that will make you to keep the best staffs, that will make you to keep an environment of learning and inclusiveness to the level that you don't lose the right people is critical as an HR person. And when you hire the wrong person as an HR, you have wasted the resources of the organization. The salaries that those people receive are wasted because value is not added. So you, as an HR, you now need to understand when we talk about your role as a cost reduction. Now, all of these are based on the value we bring. As a finance person, what is your error level limit? How do you reduce errors? How do you ensure that timely financial reports are made on time? You know, I can say all of this over time. There are several examples, but I just want to give this quick one for particularly when we talked about someone becoming a cost reduction. These are the examples. Even in the business world, it's the same approach. In every role, whether you are a director, whether you are a CEO, you are either bringing money to the organization or you are reducing costs to the organization so that at the end, the profitability of the organization can be achieved. Now, profitability could be as a result of impact. It's not just about the money value. As a result of the impact you are reaching, as a result of the reputation you are building, as a result of, you know, the systems, the networks that individuals are bringing on the table, and those are the responsibilities of the management team. So there is a lot in terms of value addition. Again, I say, also identify which of your responsibilities deliver the most value for the organization. Please, if you want to add value, you must know where your strength lies. Your ability not to know your strength is already a weakness, and you can't add value to the organization, and it affects your sustainability. Make sure that those high value activities are your greatest priority and go above and beyond in your performance. This assessment of your responsibility would also allow you to see what additional skills you could develop that would further add to this value. So every one of us on this platform and those that will hear us later, please understand, where does my value come in that business? How can I continue to add value within the organization and place more priority in that area? If you are a communicator and that's your role, develop the skills to become a better communicator. If you're a data analyst or a monitoring and measurement staff, develop skills and systems on how you can provide better monitoring. I mean, whatever role you bring on board to maintain relevance and your sustainability in that area, you need to understand the priorities you bring based on your responsibilities, and you aim towards it. And my question quickly to you on value addition is, what value can you say you have added to your organization since you are working there? Some of us may have been in some organizations for the last 5-10 years. Can we be honest to ourselves this evening to ask this basic question? What value have you added since you joined that organization? Number 2, assuming you resign today, will your organization feel your absence as a result of the value you have created? As a business entity, assuming you vacate a location today, assuming you close your business, would your client or customer ever miss you? That, wow, we used to enjoy this product. These are the questions every one of us must answer. It's not something we can shy away from. As a business person, can you be truthful to yourself to ask your customers and clients what value you create in your service delivery to them? Have you carried out a retrospect of your life and career and ask yourself the value you have added to yourself through personal growth and development in the last 5 years? Please, I started by saying on the value addition that the most primary value addition is ourselves. So please ask every one of us on this platform, ask yourself this question. What value have you added to yourself? What in 2024, what have you done to increase your knowledge, to increase your skills, to increase your opportunities, to put you in the position for a better opportunity within that organization or for a better opportunity tomorrow? What have you added to yourself? Value addition. You want to maintain sustainability? Please, these are important questions every one of us must be able to answer. The next point under number 6 is exceeding expectation. For you to maintain relevance, exceeding expectation refers to the ability of an employee to perform beyond the standard requirement of their job roles, delivering results that surpass the anticipated outcomes. Exceeding expectations in the workplace means going above and beyond the basic job description. You want to exceed expectation, you must go beyond your job description. You cannot stay on your job description and you want to achieve excellence. You want to become relevant and sustainable. No, you have to exceed expectations to your client, to your customers, to your boss, to the organization. Man, your relevance is in your ability to exceed expectation. When you go above and beyond in your work, others will notice. When you go beyond what others are doing or are willing to do, you will stand out to management and achieve a competitive edge. And most likely, you will see more rapid advancement in your career. Please, everyone here, your ability to exceed expectations makes you sustainable in your career. Stop limiting yourself on what the job is limited to. No, there is so much in every one of us. That may require your time. That may require your weekend. That may require extra hours. You are building resilience and capacity. If they don't notice it, I'm telling you, somewhere else it will be noticed. Exceeding expectation means that you do more than what somebody else expects you to do. Meeting expectation is not the same as exceeding them. When customers have expectations, such as a certain quality of a product or service, they expect you as a provider to meet those expectations. But when you exceed those expectations, that is what we are talking about. And it says companies that meet expectations are likely to maintain a good standing in the marketplace. But for those that consistently exceed expectations are the ones that stand out above the rest. Rolf Kaufman had categorized this as the 4 level of service category, which put organizations in constant client patronage. If you have the time, for those that are joining us for the first time, I'm going to recommend you to go through one of my leadership section on excellence, service excellence. And I gave a lot of examples using some of the materials from Rolf Kaufman. Now, all of these are the values that exceeding expectation brings on board. If you want to fully engage with your career of choice and climb the ladder, you should exceed expectations. Exceeding the expectations of others is one thing. Exceeding your own expectation is quite another. So the question for us all is that, do you even have an expectation for yourself? On daily basis, James, are you asking yourself, what is my expectation in this organization? Am I to exceed it? Have you set a target for yourself? Anna, are you asking yourself this question? Barnabas, are you asking yourself that question in your business? That what target have you set? Now, this is not the target set by your organization. This is not the target set by your boss, but on your own capability to tell yourself that this is where I want to be. Because your ability to set your target yourself, your expectations, and exceed them makes you an exceptional person. To exceed your expectation in business and career is to first have a clear goal of your life and set up a discipline and a focused life to achieving those goals. Discipline leads to habits. Habit leads to consistency. And consistency leads to growth. I put that on the platform, on my status and on some of our platforms today. So for you to maintain and exceed expectation, it requires a focus and a disciplined mindset. It's not a wish list. It's not that, oh, I will do it. No, it's never a wish list. I was just chatting with a friend, Mohammed, just this afternoon, and he was sharing, that he still can, understand how I am able to juggle across a lot of things, and I still create time for this leadership because he knows the effort that goes into that. I mean, and now, what is the drive? Sometimes I sent a message on my team platform in my organization, the finance and admin team, just this afternoon. And, it's not looking as if I am begging people to join this platform. And, sometimes it's funny because the expectations I have for people to maximize the best of themselves, for people to just be able to see the value they can drive from being an excellent person in an organization, come on, is too much. And this is my drive, is to bring the best out of everyone. And that's why it's almost looking as if I want everybody to be here. I want people, because I know that there is so much. You can't get this thing without paying for it. These are informations that will require dollars to be paid. But because it comes cheap, people feel, oh, we don't need it. And you look at these people and you know that these people need help. Many on this platform, I still notice I don't join. I just look at them. They still need help. You could see it. But people are just so relaxed. Why? No discipline, no focus, no hunger. No hunger for exceeding expectation. People just want to take their salaries. Look, time will not permit me, but within the last 10 years, I cannot mention the amount, the doubling of my payroll I have had in my career is beyond measure. There are some things, that is not necessary to talk about because it may just cause some distractions. And yet, even at the level I am today, I am still hungry for the next step. I am still hungry to exceed my current expectation. Why? Because there is a discipline and a focus that every one of us need to abide on. And that's the reason. Because when you are able to understand this, it helps you. It helps you to put focus and alignment in the things you do. Your ability to set expectations for yourself is bigger than what the expectation the organization could set for you. But if you lack that discipline, it will be challenging. And my encouragement for us is that you're setting expectation, adding value, being innovative, being creative is the next steps if you want to maintain sustainability in your career. Number 7, how to sustain relevance in business and career is be visible, be accessible, and be reliable. You must be visible. You must be accessible, and you must be reliable. That's the number 7 point. And visibility, I said workplace visibility means that your work is noticed. Your work is acknowledged and valued. Visibility will allow you to know more influence, to have more influence, which is a must-have for any aspiring leader in any sector you may think of. Your ability to be visible, and create influence is critical for any leader. Let's be clear. You don't have to be a high-powered, high-level leader to build leverage. But your visibility is built upon your ability to shape the feelings, to shape the beliefs, and to shape the actions of others. Workplace visibility can open the door to new opportunities that might otherwise stay close or even hidden from you. You will increase your chances of being included in innovative or high-stake projects, receive critical information, or be promoted if key decision makers know who you are, what you do, and believe in the work, and believe your work brings positive impact. There are people that are so very excellent, but they are never visible. They want to be hidden. They don't want to be seen. They tell you, no, I just want to, they have they meet the number 6 criteria of creativity, innovation, but their weakness is visibility. Their weakness, they tell me, I'm an introvert. Introvert? You are in an industry, you are in your career, you are an introvert. Look, those are traits that should not be in a competitive environment in the business world and in the career world. The ability for people to see you, your visibility is your market, is your trademark. You can't lose it. Please, your ability to be visible is critical. Don't tell me, oh, I just do things. I don't want them to notice me. And you want to grow? No, you want to maintain that. I don't want them to know. You must be able to be visible. And look, it takes, we are not saying you should be, how do I put it? In Nigeria, they say busybody, to be too much upfront. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But you must be able to build that ability for the right people within the industry, the right people within the organization to know that you are there. They must be able to see your work. They must be able to appreciate the value you bring. The second part is accessibility, still under point 7. Accessibility refers to the ease with which companies, facilities, products, services, functions, or people are available to as many employees and as possible. Being accessible as a career person requires you to be reachable to people when they need your support on a task. How accessible are you? Are you accessible to people? Let's ask ourselves this question. Are you, because look, how accessible are you to your team? How accessible are you to your environment? When you are not accessible, you lose opportunities. When you are not accessible, we can't reach you, we can't access you, you lose opportunities. Many people today have missed great opportunities because they feel once they make themselves accessible to their supervisor or boss, the boss will take advantage of them and give them more jobs. You see our African mentality, and many on this platform, you fall in that as that victim. No, I don't want them to. So every time they form to be busy when they are not busy, so that they don't get more tax. You are not accessible. If you are not accessible, you cannot build you cannot build sustainability. You are not relevant in your business. Your relevance is the ability for you to be assessed. Can we assess you? Are you reachable? So when we are talking about, this is not conducting assessment like a test. This is not conducting assessment like an exam. We are saying, are you reachable? Can we assess you? Can we get from you? You have something to add. Are you able to contribute to it? Your accessibility is critical. Stop hiding yourself from your supervisors. I said one way to make yourself accessible is to go to your supervisor to ask for more time when you are less busy. When you do this, you have created the following opportunities to yourself. Now, before I say this, let me share this. Look, some of the things I put on this material, you can't find it anywhere because these are facts from experience. As far back as 10 years ago, 12 years ago, these were the things I was doing. Nobody taught me. I never read it anywhere. Nobody. I would always go to my bosses and say, sir, please, what is the next thing to do? What is the next thing? I am free. Is there any work you have for me? These are the exact things I was doing. Now, when you reach out to your supervisor and you ask them that you are less busy, they should give you more job. What is the benefit for you? What are the opportunities? Number one, it shows to your boss, now not to you. Please understand it. It shows to your boss and to your organization that you are not a lazy employee. It tells your supervisor that you are an ambitious person who is ready and committed to learn and grow. Are you seeing the way leaderships are assessing you? Just by you walking to your supervisor to say, I need more job. Because let me tell you, just like employees, staffs, they gossip among themselves. Management gossip among themselves. Leaders, we talk. So we are assessing every employee in every organization. Businesses, clients, assess every business. Oh, this organization, yes, they assess everything. I'm telling you the truth. They check you out. They know how reachable are you as an employee. So when you are showing that you have the ability to take more responsibility, it makes your organization know that you are not a lazy employee. So in tough times, in difficult moments, they know who they would always rely on. Number two benefit is that your supervisor will love and trust you. That's the second thing. There is no one boss I have worked with except the boss that is against the goal of the organization that does not love me. I get better benefits from my bosses than anyone. I have been sent to, look, at a particular time, one of my country directors told me to go to, I went to Turkey for what do you call it again? Some of these summit, agriculture summits. You know, what would have taken me to Turkey for an agriculture summit as a finance and admin person? Because I took responsibility. I took fully paid by organization. When I'm saying some of these things, people feel, you know, we are stressing you. No, there are benefits. There are benefits. One of the things is that when you make yourself accessible, your boss loves and trusts you. So stop getting angry when you see people that are loved by some of their bosses. They can't, because you see, we are human. Within families, there are children, parents still show some love to. Why? Because they show some level of responsibility against the other. So it's a normal phenomenon, even in a work sector. Especially when you have a genuine leader that understands capacity development for their teams. The confidence level of your organization on you is much increased. Number three, one opportunity you have when you go to ask for more work and take responsibility is that you are learning new things and you are getting ready for your next promotion. Because let me tell you, when you go to your boss to ask him that, sir, what tax do you have? You know what? You are asking for his own job that you want to do. You have left your job description. Now you are taking his responsibility. And a good boss, I can tell you for truth, no good supervisor would hinder you of that opportunity. Except if you don't do your work with excellence. I am a beneficiary of that. You're learning new things. And four, you can be recommended for a bigger job. You can be recommended for a bigger job opportunity. One of my staff, somewhere, I won't, just was telling me recently that he has been recommended. Why? Excellent. That's the fact that we are talking about. So good leaders see great potentials in their employees and know you much more than you know yourself. We know you. Organizations, leaders, they know their team. Businesses, clients, they know the business. They know business that when there is this business or there is this service to be delivered, they know the organization to meet. So they only come to you when it is a low one. They know that this one is your level. All has to do with your ability to be accessible. The next point under number 7, are you reliable? And I put here, I said, you can be accessible. You can be visible and accessible, but if you lack reliability, it's a problem. Reliability refers to the quality of being trustworthy, consistent, and dependable. Reliability also means being accountable and consistently performing and delivering on what we promise. What's your commitment level to your work and business? How consistent are you? Can your organization trust and rely on you? Can your client trust and rely on you? Listen, please. You can be accessible and not reliable. Don't be that person that wants to do everything in your organization or in your business, but the output of your work is always poor. So don't only say, sir, please, I want more jobs when you are giving us trash. No. Then it means you are not reliable. So it's not by asking, sir, I need it. It's your excellence in that job. So how reliable, when you are asking for more tasks, can you do it? Are you ready to learn and go through the rudiments of learning so that you can develop yourself and give your supervisors the best output when a task is given to you? You must strive for excellence and exceed expectation to become reliable in your career and business. I need to run quickly now. Are you reliable is the question again. Many people cannot be reliable to stay in a job for a long period of time, and this affects their credibility. Please, one of the research, the number 1 research I told you guys from Jim Collins, and when I'm talking about this book, find time and read about it so that you can understand the value of that book. Now, and that research says 10 out of 11 employees that have made an organization great in terms of leaders came within an organization. So one of the things that make you to be credible is your ability to stay on a job for long. It's not by changing jobs that makes you reliable. I've told you, it's not by that you are changing here, you are changing here. People that grow and build, remarkable and sustainable impact, they are people that stay for a long time within a career. We are not saying you shouldn't grow. We are not saying you should remain redundant, but it is not by keep changing. No. Find somewhere, resonate there, and build your career upward. Build it. Organizations have invested so much. I have seen many people, the organization have invested so much on them. And just after they have gotten all the benefits, such as training opportunities, travel opportunities, they immediately resign their employment to move into a new job. Some people, the organization provided resources for you to go and learn a training, to go and learn a qualification, and you got it, and immediately they resign. And if you ask them, they think they are smart. They think they are intelligent. You are just being foolish, with all due respect. You cannot be reliable Because you see, the fact is that, as I say, in every organization is a network. They know themselves. They know themselves. I also put here, I said, why it is not bad for people to take up new job. Please don't quote me wrong. It's not bad when they have the opportunity. Such people may have challenges of reliability. So this is what I'm hitting. I'm not saying you shouldn't you shouldn't take up new opportunities, but your reliability may be questionable, particularly for those that after 1 year you leave an organization, after 2 years you leave an organization, except where there is a big problem, except where the organization itself does not uphold your values and your ethics. That is when you can leave. Down is understood. But if it is on the basis of you, many in the NGO world, that's what many people do. They move there because they feel that that's a way to increase salary. You are just deceiving yourself. There is a point you will get to in any career that what keeps you is no longer your salary. Salary you can't even get the next salary again, increase. It is your value. It is your ability to be reliable. And at those positions, they don't look at the smartest people. They don't look at the most intelligent people. They look at people that they can rely upon. Jack Ma, and the owner of Alibaba, he used to say that. He said what makes him great is his ability to bring smart people together and make them to work within his team. So how reliable are you? Stop running for salaries. And I have some example to share. We have an example in one of our organizations where we had an employee that has never left the country where he was employed. He has never traveled outside the country. He has never. And he joined this organization within few months. We had an opportunity for him to travel to Ethiopia. And he went and came back 2 months after he resigned and went to another job. And that Ethiopia trip was a value addition. Because let me tell you, you see, people lack honesty and credibility. You knew 2 months ago, before you went for that trip, you knew that you are looking for a job. You have submitted application. Look, honesty tells you that you should just tell them that, I'm sorry, give a reason, don't attend, so that you don't feel the guilt. But people went. We also had in recent, we attended one of the senior leadership programs that we attended. Somebody attended, he went to the leadership program, and immediately after he came back, 1 week, he resigned from the organization. Now, you have wasted the organization has taken you, paid for your accommodation. You see, people think they do these things, and these things does not respect color. It's not just an African problem. It's a global problem. Employees think they are smart. They want to outsmart their employers. We are just being foolish. I'm being honest. We have an example of a manager who there was a program, a training by a USAID on grant management. And this manager was not even included in that training at all because it wasn't his space. He insisted that he wanted to do the training, knowing that he was leaving the organization. And after that training, he resigned. I mean, how can people be this? I'm giving you factual examples for you to see what affects your ability to be relevant in your career. Factual examples, what affects your sustainability. Don't tell me you are smart, that it takes smartness to edge is a lie. At times, your stupidity, even when you know that the organization is overriding on you, patience and resilience, your ability to maintain those, makes an edge of you, particularly when you know that there is a hope tomorrow within that system and organization. The next point, number 8. If time permits us, we'll stop here. Hopefully, we may stop here, or if we have the opportunity, we may take the next point after number 8. The number 8 point in maintaining sustainability and relevance is maintain a high level of honesty, integrity, and trust. And I got this material from Dr. Daniel Nwoji. He says, honesty and integrity are crucial elements in developing trust and strong relationships. Honesty means being truthful and transparent in one's actions and words. While integrity is adhering to a strong moral code and principles. Together, they create the foundation for trust and mutual respect in relationships, in careers, and in businesses. When people are honest and have integrity, they are dependable and reliable. They keep their promises and they take responsibilities for their actions. This allows others to trust that they will act in the best interest and not be deceived, not betray them. Trust is the keystone of any strong relationship, whether personal or professional. Trust is necessary to establish and maintain healthy relationships. Moreover, honesty and integrity are also crucial for personal growth and self-respect. When people are honest and have integrity, they are true to themselves and they live in alignment with their values. These allow them to have a clear conscience and sense of self-worth. Additionally, honesty and integrity in business setting can lead to increased productivity, increased motivation, and loyalty among employees, as well as increased customer loyalty and positive word of mouth. As a leader or as a supervisor on this platform, whether in your business or in your career, please understand that you don't need to know everything and want to prove to your subordinate that you can handle every task, when in reality, it is not true. You lack honesty. You lack integrity. You don't need to prove it. You don't need to prove. When you need help, please understand that you seek for help. Being honest of our weakness and vulnerability and seeking help from our colleagues or even our subordinates in the areas of their strengths, it requires courage from you as a leader. Don't feel shy. That has been one of my greatest achievements in my career. I'm being very honest to you people. I don't know everything. I keep telling my team. And I don't care how people feel. I don't care how my subordinates feel when I say that I tell them I don't know everything and I come to say, I don't care. The fact is that I am extremely vulnerable to the level that I know where my strength lies and I know where my weaknesses are and I find help. And that has helped me in my career. When you do this, you create a good working environment in your team where your subordinate can be honest to ask for help when handling tough tasks. You see, as a leader, when you create a platform that people can see your weakness, your vulnerability, I mean, it also helps them to express themselves when they need arise. One of the problems we have in organizations, and I think I put it here, is that there is deception in organizations. People are liars. People go to put on their CVs that they can do what they cannot do. You give them the job, they can't do it. No trust. No. Why? Because organization, people are after CV. They are not after intelligence. People are after CV. They are not after attitudes. Never employ somebody that lack integrity and honesty in their engagement as individuals. Check their past record. Don't just rely on people's CV. Many are deceptive. In Patrick Lencioni's book, The 5 Functions of a Team, I beg any one of us, probably maybe next year, we are going to go through this book. The 5 Functions of Team is one book I would like all of us to go through it together on this platform. This year, I think we didn't cover much of going through books, but next year we should try to do one. And this is one book I would recommend. Now, in that book, it said the first dysfunction, the first problem every team has is lack of trust. And I said here, I said by privilege, I have been on management level in my last 9 years. And the major setback many organizations have had is trust in leadership. Whether it is in church, whether it is in any society, whether it is in organization, whether it is in business, whether it is in government, the big problem today that is affecting humanity is trust, even in families. When leaders don't trust themselves, when leaders don't trust their employees, when employees don't trust their leaders, that organization can never achieve greatness, no matter the potentials on systems that they may have built. When trust does not exist among employees, among leaders, among the management team, put every system in place, their organization will crash. Trust is not religion. Trust is not nationality. Trust is not tribe. Trust is not family. Trust is earned. It's not by your religion. It's not that whether you're a Mozambican or a Ghanaian or Nigerian, that, okay, because he's my Ghanaian brother, is a lie. Trust is not tribe. Trust is not family. Trust is earned. You must earn it. There at that point it will get to that people will reject a family member and go with an outsider because they can trust that person. Don't get angry when it happens. It's the fact. It's not a religion. If you don't earn trust, you don't deserve it. So please build trust. You earn it. And when we say earn, it's like salary. You have to work for trust to earn it. You have to work for it. It is not just, and this my organization, they don't trust me. Your actions will prove if they trust you. Why would you be in a system and you are being suspected? You are a salesperson. Schools are there every month. One we miss. And even if you are not the one carrying it, how would they trust you? What systems and processes have you put in place to make sure that those things are kept well? How, trust is earned. It's not any tribe. It's not any. As leaders, we must create our work environment to the level that people can be truthful to say, James, I am sorry. I don't know these tax. Can you help me? How many of us can say this? How many of us can be honest to our bosses to say, sir, please, this tax you've given to me, I need help. You need to show it. And Patrick Lencioni called it the vulnerability trust. Simon Sinek, every of his leadership engagement, these are leadership gurus providing services to Apple, Amazons, to great companies, to organizations, to systems. One of their trademark of Simon Sinek is on leadership, is on trust. We must create a culture of open conversation with every level of honesty in our engagement. Number 9, and I think we'll stop at this and we take questions. Build relationship, build network, and build communication skill if you want to maintain and sustain relevance. Build relationship, build networks, and build good communication skills. Relationship building refers to the process of establishing and nurturing genuine connections with others. It involves developing a deep understanding of individuals, cultivating trust, and fostering mutual respect. It is about creating long-lasting relationships based on shared values and interests. When it comes to relationship building, it goes beyond simply exchanging pleasantries or engaging in small talk. It requires investing time. It requires investing effort into getting to know someone on the deeper level. This could mean engaging in meaningful conversation, actively listening to their thoughts and concerns, and showing genuine empathy and building relationship is not just a one-time event, but rather it's an ongoing process. So when you want to maintain relevance, please build relationship. That's another thing we need to do. Please build relationships. Some relationship will cost you. You may need to pay for it. Find the right platforms. Find the right people. This can be achieved through regular communication, such as catching up over a coffee or a lunch, attending social events, even collaborating on projects or initiatives. Furthermore, relationship building is not limited to personal connection, but it extends to professional relationship as well. It is crucial in the business world to establish strong relationship with colleagues, clients, and industry peers. This relationship can lead to valuable partnerships, collaboration, and opportunities for growth. Last week, Sunday, I was listening to a message from one of my mentors on Sunday morning, and he was talking on investment and shares. Man, it's amazing. On the afternoon, I was taking my walk. Sometimes I do workouts on Sunday afternoon. And I was listening to it, and that day I made a decision that I am going to, whatever it will cost me. There are two people, either Dr. Olumide Emmanuel or Matthew Ashimolowo. I'm going to assess them, and they will become my mentor. I'm being very honest with you people. Last Sunday, and I went through their mentorship because I've been going through it. It's not small money to join. You see, it's not religion. We are not talking religion here. These are people in the business world that have now, because I am conscious of people that mentor me. I want people with integrity and value. You know, clean resources is not a fake people. Now, these are people that in the business world, I have seen that they have transcended in different levels. Matthew Ashimolowo. And when I went, I saw the fee. I said, man, I told my wife, I said, no. Then I went to Dr. Olumide. Dr. Olumide is the one that wrote, one of his books also is the 50 common mistakes. We went through that in our section last year, for those of us that were here. And one of these days also we may go through it. The 50 common money mistakes. These are people that have clarity of visions of where they are going in career, in mentorship, in leadership, in investment. I paid to become a member and a mentee of one of them because I wanted to build the relationship beyond just reading their materials. I wanted to build the relationship beyond just reading their books. I wanted to build the relationship, and some of this relationship is going to cost you. So stop being selfish to yourself that you cannot find the right platform. Just within 1 week that I joined that mentorship group, I was speaking to some of my friends yesterday. The things and the opportunities that have come my way within 1 week is a story for another time. Please, opportunity. Stop sitting down. You want to create relevance? Build relationships, build networks, build a communication skills. Don't just sit in your cocoon. Don't sit in your hidden area and you just feel you want to edge there. There are 1,000 things you can never achieve, but the network of others can take you there. Aliko Dangote was the richest guy in Africa, over years. He took his uncle, then Tata, to give him $500,000 to start a business when he was age 19, if I'm not mistaken, or age 17. Who is your network? It does not need to be a family member. Some network you will need to pay for it. How are you doing in your area of field? I've told you guys this year, John C. Maxwell was also the person I follow a lot. Many of you know I read his books. I sold his books when I was in Ghana. And I took a decision that no, I want to move my relationship beyond just reading John C. Maxwell. I want to have a connection with John C. Maxwell. And this would cost me. But I knew it is a step to the right direction. I took those both steps. These are not cheap monies. I'm doing this to build my reputation, to build my career, to build my tomorrow, to build my relevance. So when some of us, you see the way we are striving, don't get jealous of us. There are sacrifices, hard-earned money that we are spending to get to where we want to get to. And that was why I said for some people, this is also another platform we have in this leadership section. We have a lot of networks that we can bring together, but many are not even taking opportunities of those networks. So for you to maintain relevance, please, you must build the right network. I said here, network, on the other hand, focuses on expanding one professional contact and connections. It often involves reaching out to individuals in exchange information, seek opportunities, or access to resources. Networking is primarily driven by the desire to broaden one professional network and increase visibility within your specific industry. What are your goals? Where are you going to? When networking, it is important to approach interactions with a genuine interest in others and willingness to offer value. It is not just about collecting business cards and adding names to your contact list. Please, let's stop that. It's not just collecting business cards. What value can you add to others? Effective networking involves building meaningful connections by finding the common ground, sharing knowledge and insight, and offering support to others. Networking can also extend beyond face-to-face interaction and into the digital realm. With the advent of social media platforms and online communities, professionals now have the opportunity to connect with a wider audience and engage in virtual network. How many of those are we leveraging on in your business? You have your business in Tamale, you have your business in Maputo, you have your business in Ngwakwalada or in somewhere in Nigeria. How are you networking with someone else in Europe? How are you networking with someone else in China? You don't need to travel. There are platforms that you just need to and get yourself involved in. This also includes participating in online forums, joining industry-specific groups, or even leveraging platforms like LinkedIn to connect with like-minded professionals. Ultimately, networking is a strategic endeavor aimed at expanding one's professional reach and creating opportunities for career advancement. You know, there was a time I mentioned here, I said, your network is your net worth. And recently, when we are recruiting for managers or for top-level management, let me tell you something today. When we are recruiting for a managerial or a top-level management position, we don't just look at who you are, we look at the network you have. That's one of the leverage that you bring on board. That can this person be able to link us or link the organization to different networks? Are you seeing how organizations are assessing you? Are you seeing? And that's why sometimes when you go to some of these embassies for visa, you see people get visa quickly. You are wondering why. They quickly search you out. They look at it, okay, oh, he's under this group. Oh, when he's under this group, he has credibility. When he's under this community, join global communities. Pay for it. I'm just telling you part of the secrets. Part of the secrets. My interview at the US Embassy in Ghana, you know, when they asked, while they were talking to me, and I saw from the screen, the guy was already checking who James is. Checking, went to my organization site, went to my LinkedIn, he checked. and within 5 minutes, I got my visa. I'm just telling you people how they need for you to, so don't just sit down. You have an opportunity to build relationship with people. Don't say, no, I'm just here. I don't want people to know me. They be there. You will just remain where you are. Many people lose opportunities in their jobs. They don't get promoted because they don't even know the right people within the organization to network. We are not asking you to lobby the wrong way. We are telling you that build relationship within systems, within organization, bring value, and the value will be added to you. So you will have an understanding. It will help you. Networking also creates, I said, it also creates knowledge and information and resource sharing. Your network and relationship are your bank with intangible millions of dollars. Use it. For the sake of time, we'll stop here. It's been an over 1 hour, 20 minutes of 10 minutes of engagement. And I want to believe it has been an intense engagement of learning. We started with the first point we started today, which is our number 6, was the need to have innovation, creativity, and exceed expectation. Then we also went towards the second point. Sorry, let me just go through them again. We went through, yes, the second point was also be visible, be accessible, and be reliable. And number 8, we went through maintaining a high level of honesty, integrity, and trust. And the 9th point is build relationship, networks, and communication. It's 12 points I put together. The last 3, I will encourage you, don't miss the next section, the next 2 weeks. It's going to be mind-blowing, the last 3. Please don't miss. At this point, I would like to stop if we have questions. As usual, for those joining us for your first time, we spend an average 1 hour, 30 minutes. But we can stretch for another 15 minutes of our time because we didn't start exactly by the time we were supposed to. So I've seen a hand raise a hand raise. So please, you can ask the question.
Hi, good evening, Mr. James, and thank you so much for the valuable session, as always. Well, I have one particular question that has to do with what we do in terms of trying to exceed our own expectations, and it was very interesting hearing you explain about that. And I would like to know, how do we set that balance between us trying our best to exceed our own expectation and also having our own day-to-day life? How would I say it? For instance, at some point, for me, it is easy to work weekends, for example, because I do not have a lot of family activities within the weekend because I'm outside from my original city. But let us say for somebody who's already in family and has that engagement, but also wants to exceed the expectation and probably doesn't have that much time during the week, and the only time they had extra is the weekend. How can we balance being exceptional professionals, but without also compromising the family side, and also without compromising that rest that we need to have so that we are always fresh for the activities? And thank you once again. Over.
Okay, thank you, Desire, for that question. Yeah. So first, you need to understand your goals and ambitions in life, and you also need to know in terms of setting expectations for yourself. Your expectations needs to align. So now you brought your question. I'm going to answer your question based on the context of your question, which is your question was based on if you're a family person and probably you have your weekend to yourself when you need to have time for family, and now you also want to meet your other expectations based on your goals and ambition, particularly if during the week you also engage in other activities of your life, like your work or business, if I got that question right. Now, in that sense, first, please understand that when you are setting an expectations, which we have put it together here with a 5-year plans for ourselves. Everyone on this platform, I'm going to encourage you, go and put a 5-year plan starting from 2024. It's not late. Today is October 13th. I can tell you, when you write your plans down, you're going to achieve them. Every of those plans I've said, some of the things I just mentioned were because it was part of my plan. Now, my expectations aligns with my wife and my family. So my family is embedded in all of what I do today. So there is that consciousness of carrying them along in my engagement and in my journey. My family is fully, and I just want to use the opportunity to deeply thank my wife. I am grateful to have her. She compliments me so well, particularly in the areas of my weaknesses, you know. And this is how you must understand your objectives in life. So I was intentional on who I was going to marry. It was an intentional decision because I have an expectation of where I'm going. So getting all of this right is key. Then the other part is the communication, understanding. You cannot set your objectives and go within a family context without engagement. So my family, up to my little boy of age 3, he understands daddy's routine. He knows averagely that if daddy is not in gym, daddy is in the church, or daddy is in the office, even at weekends, or daddy has attended a meeting. That's my routine in life. And I keep them communicated. My daughter is currently on this platform. She wanted to sit with me, and I knew she was going to distract me. So I asked her, please go and sit with your mom. I carry my family along in my journey, in everything. That's why every country I've been to, my family go immediately because I cannot stay and we are apart. No, we need to be together. So it's the ability of that you set an expectation from the beginning. There has to be clarity. There has to be engagement. And in my way, I try to understand, and for all of us to understand, that there is time that we just have to sacrifice. There are times that we have to spend the time together. If we want to continue to spend all time together, watching movie, going out, we may be where we are today, but we are not building the future for tomorrow. That aspect of having an expectation, bringing it and bringing out. So it's a discipline. And I said that for you to exit expectation, you must build discipline, you must build focus. So there has to be a clear direction of where you're going. And you are not going to get yourself distracted. And bringing everybody that should be in part of that journey together. That's it. For instance, throughout today, I'm back from church. I've been home. We are together. We have the mentorship. I'm holding it in my home. After that, again, I spend time with family. So you have to blend it. But you don't say, okay, because of family, you now feel relaxed after kids. No. And that's the pain I have at times because when I see young people, they are not married, they've not started responsibilities, and they are so lazy. I mean, I just feel for them. Honestly speaking, because you have the best of time. You have the best of time that there are no commitment to keep building yourself, to keep stretching yourself. You know, one of my mentors, Bishop Oyedeko, he still spends 16 hours studying and adding and working daily, average 12 to 16 hours at age 70. I mean, greatness is not joke. The Elon Musk, the what's their name? Call any of them you can think of. I was listening to one of the teachings from is it Matthew Shimolo? He was talking that he was in a VIP plane, you know, in the first class plane from Nigeria to UK. And in that plane, there were governors, there were big people, including Dangote. And that was a 7 hours plane from Lagos to London. And all through 7 hours in the night, Dangote was awake, studying. Everybody at the VIP section were sleeping, excluding him and Dangote. See, the secret of greatness is not in the ability that I want to relax. I'm not saying relaxation is not good. Please don't quote me wrong. But one of the challenges we have in our careers today is that people are not ready to stretch themselves. Age will not help you. It's not by matter. Don't say, oh, and when I get to this age will not. You may be 20 listening to me, you have an opportunity. You may be 50 years old listening to me, you have an opportunity. Time is not an exception. You can still create value. You can still exceed expectations as long as you meet to all of these terms. I'll stop for another question. Thank you, Desire. Any other question? We have a lot of people also on the WhatsApp platform. I don't know if there are questions from WhatsApp or again from Zoom or additional contribution. Probably in some of the points I have provided, maybe you may have contributions to make. I have a lot of colleagues here, a lot of friends who are also well experienced and well versed in these areas. You know, they have their areas of disciplines and they've been able to also prove what and on that. So please, if any of you also want to provide one or two contributions in the few minutes that we have, that would also be appreciated. So if any, please. Okay. If none, I want to thank everyone again for our time this evening. It's been a pleasure having you join in this section. Some may have joined late, but notwithstanding, I believe that within the time you've been here, it's been of a value to you. What I try to do on every time, even though this is a free leadership section, I'm also intentional on those that join. And that's why I don't just allow people to share links unnecessarily until people are interested. Because the first understanding in life is that it's all about choice. Your choice is the key step. So people must show that ability to make the choice, and we're able to bring them together. And we've been doing this leadership. We used to call it a mentorship section, and it's been over. It's now getting to 2 years now. We're approaching our 2 years. And it's been much of an impact over years. And I want to thank for those joining us for the first time and for those that have been on this platform over years. It's been I believe it has been of a greater impact. We are hoping to end the year. We are not, probably we may have just one or two more classes before the end or section before the end of the year, and we will have some time to break and everybody would relax. And before the end of the section, I'm hoping to invite another professional, to just come and share from experience also in this area, in this particular subject. So probably that might be in our next section or a section after, but we should have 2 sections before we end the year. And we meet once every 2 weeks, and this is all based on our time, our schedules and all of that. So I just want to thank everyone again for your time this evening. If you're interested to be part of the WhatsApp group, we have a WhatsApp group where we continue to engage. Please, you can reach out to any of your networks that have contacted, that have shared this link with you, and you can join.